He's been called the most evil man in our history and even the Antichrist, and his name is used all over the world as a benchmark for cruelty. What is it that so repels us from the man who was once known as Germany's charming, impassioned orator? Join us on VH1 for more on Hitler, the man behind the music. Back from the dead, Hitler is launching his musical career with chart-topping singles like Strength Through Joy and The Beauty of Labor. The hit songs emphasize the values of rural living and the necessity of hard work, and power laborers through the day with their upbeat lyrics and catchy melodies. Says one fan,
I caught myself humming the chorus for Hitler's song Strength Through Joy one day while I was polishing Volkswagen parts at the factory. Its promises of holiday cruises and leisure activities reminded me of the bright future I have ahead, as long as I keep working hard, bleaching my hair, and wearing these blue-colored contacts.
On his newest album, Blood and Soil, Hitler collaborates with band 10,000 Titles, a group which specializes in the offensive, particularly songs of a religious or extreme leftist nature. In preparation for the album, he allegedly wrote enough songs to fill 20,000 libraries, and boasts an impressive 12-year-long song entitled Get Out of My Lebensraum, which incorporates the eastern sounds of the Slavs and Russians into an avant-garde musical masterpiece. Now that he's in the music business, Hitler is looking back to his roots as an independent artist, and advocates for the passage of the law for protection of retail trade proposed in May of 1933, and the law for the provisional construction of German craft trades proposed in November of 1933. These controversial laws will effectively ban further growth of department stores and restore the old guild system for artisanal trade, allowing small bands and businesses to prosper as Hitler did. A recluse due to the intense hatred over his past acts, we were only able to interview Hitler via satellite, but he was still able to shed light on his music and rise to fame.
Yeah, so I guess back in 1930s, I guess my main goals were all about nationalism, state centralism, militarism, anti-individualism. Back in the days, we called it a Volksgemeinschaft. That was all about the Aryan master race. But now, I'm really just about making chill tunes for people to party to. So, my music has been kind of influenced by stuff in the past, 1930s, 1940s stuff, but it's a new Hitler. I'm a new Adolf. The Jews, do not hate them anymore. I don't love them, but they're tolerable. Homosexuals, large audience, for my music. A big thing back then, and what inspired my recent song, 25 Points to Freedom, was, the 25-point plan, which was basically the sort of, the outline of Nazi policy about what we wanted, about what we wanted as a Nazi party. And it had anti-capitalist ideas, and it had some communist ones, but we got rid of those later, because communism blows. So the Reichstag was where, the Parliament building kind of was. That's what it was called. And on the 27th of February 1930... Man, I'm like almost 100. It's hard for me to remember. I think it was 1933. Yeah, the Reichstag building was set on fire. It was labeled as a communist plot because a communist member was found in incriminating circumstances nearby. And I used that to respond to get Hindenburg to push the Reichstag fire decree on the following day, which, I'll say it. It suspended human rights, got rid of habeas corpus. 4,000 Communist Party members were arrested because of it. And we may have started the fire ourselves, but thanks to the fire, we were able to really effectively use anti-communist propaganda, and come the election on March 6th, just a week later, our share of the vote increased to 43.9%. Other political parties were kind of troubling, and I didn't really want them around, so by the end of July 1933, I had the other parties willingly disband, and the Nazi Party was the only party for you and me. On August 2nd, 1934, von Hindenburg, he died, and the prior day, a law had been passed that said that upon his death, the position of president was gotten rid of, and its powers were basically given to the chancellor. So I became the head of state as well as the head of government, and that was how I finally gained my name, Führer.
While he was busy consolidating his political power, Adolf Hitler also managed to run a local public school, using his influence there to further the presence of Nazism in Germany. As principal, Hitler purged all non-Nazi teachers in 1933, and when some parents complained, he stated,
"Your child belongs to us already. What are you? You will pass on. Your descendants, however, now stand in the new camp. In a short time they will know nothing else but this new community."
Even beyond teachers, Hitler limited the resources available, allowing only Nazi-approved textbooks and subjects to be studied, such as physical education and eugenics. As part of his campaign to increase the average number of CAS hours per kid, Hitler made membership to the Hitler Youth mandatory in 1936, starting kids off at the age of 4 and enrolling 80% by 1980. While speaking with us, Hitler also reminisced upon his brief job as a Jehovah's Witness, where he traveled cross-country promoting traditional family values, denouncing abortion and birth control, and awarding newlyweds and women with kids allowances and loans of up to 1,000 Reichmarks. Those who bore 8 kids or more received an honor cross to display proudly upon the mantelpiece, a sure sign of reproductive success to brag about to friends and extended family. One of the most successful Jehovah's Witnesses of his group, Hitler alone managed to hike the birth rate up with his campaigning from 18 per 1,000 people in 1934 to 20.4 by 1939. He proudly announced,
"You know those kitchen jokes? I coined them. Ja, Kinder, Küche, Kirche. Where's my sandwich? Ha ha ha, women do not belong in the workplace. That is why I created the Reichs Mother Service, the German Women's Enterprise, and the National Socialist Womanhood. Give him something worthwhile to do."
Back at the studio, Hitler makes the shocking confession that he does hate the Jews after all, but he wishes to explain in his new rap entitled "The Nuremberg Killed the Titanic." Here he is.
I really used to hate the Jews, and to be honest, some of that anger is still inside of me, so I sort of wrote a rap, because I want to break into the rap genre, about why I hate the Jews, and also the things I did to suppress the Jews. My plans for the Jews did coincide with genocide, but that's a later trip, so let's catch an earlier ride. 1934 on tour with my racial laws. Smack down Jews with my German blood and honor clause. What you in civil service for? Iron's gonna run that spot. Restore the glory, Hitler's here like it a crystal knot. Concentration camps, death camps, the final solution. World War II? Nah, worldwide Aryan revolution.
Now that Hitler has hit the airwaves, he has taken complete control with his music, having bought off the Reich Radio Company in 1933 so that they only play his songs, and replaced 13% of the staff so all commentary is positive. A recent poll has shown that, in 1933, 25% of houses bought radios just to listen to Get Out of Mein Lebensraum 5 times a day. The generous man that he is, Hitler ensured that everyone could enjoy his beautiful sounds by putting radios in public spaces. Now his genius can be heard by all, especially since 70% of the radios became Nazi-owned in 1939. This has been Hitler, Behind the Music. Join us next week for a segment on Stalin, the man behind the mustache.